Hi everybody, Amy here from That Teaching Spark, and I'm just going to be giving you a little preview of my teacher planner that is digital in Google Slides. So I'm going to go through really quick and give you a super quick overview preview of this. If you would like to see it in more detail, just hang around. Right now I'm just showing you every single slide that you will be getting. Every slide is fully editable, so you can change everything in it. You can change in every chart that you see or table. Every table you can change to have more columns or rows or less columns or rows. You can change the wording. So I thought of all the things you might possibly need. So that was the quick overview. Those were 64 slides, which obviously you are going to duplicate. I didn't put in a year's worth of lesson plan pages. That would be silly. You just do it as you go. So this first set here, these first 4 slides that you'll have, this is an editable at-a-glance curriculum map. So you just start typing, and again, like I said, everything you just click on, you can edit and change what you need. If you need more rows or columns, you can do that. So there's different colors just so that you have, we just use it for our 4 quarters that we have different colors. So these are the lesson plans. So again, like I said, you can type into everything. If you don't want this to be Monday through Friday, you want these to be your subjects, you can do that. If you want these to be your Monday through Friday, you can totally do that. Again, if you have 7 subjects, you can change this and add a row or add a column and just make it a little bit smaller. So you have full control over that. The only thing you don't have control over are like title things like this. That's just for, you know, aesthetic purposes to make it pretty. But the other things you can completely change. I also included one that has just Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on one because I had some people saying they wanted some more room to add stuff in. And then the next slide would be Thursday and Friday, and then this whole thing down here would be for notes. Or, you know, if you didn't, like, I never get to everything I need to, so you could always just highlight all this information. Say Thursday in math you didn't get something done, just copy it, pull it down here, save it for next week. So very easy to use. And then there's different colors so that you don't have to have the same color for every single week. So you can edit that. This slide right here was actually something that one of my Facebook group members had mentioned that would be really cool, is to be able to have a place to put lesson ideas and links. So this would be just, oh, I found something on Pinterest, I want to remember it, but I don't want to keep going back to my Pinterest page. So I can copy the picture and then just put in my hyperlink, and now I can actually go to that. If you don't know how to do hyperlinks in Google Slides, you just click on it, it'll show up here, and then you click that, it'll take you to the page. So this would be a good place to keep lessons. There is a to-do list for the week. So this one's set up Monday through Friday, and then there's already headings here for you can type in everything that you need here. These are not editable, but on the next page they are. So if you have specific things that you want to put in here to remember, maybe you need to laminate, or maybe you need parent volunteer information, or don't forget to call this person or whatever, you can add in whatever you need. There's a place for meeting notes. So if you go to meetings throughout the week, or you are in different committees, you can type in all your notes here. And what's great is you can even share this with one of your administrators or one of your teammates if you took notes for them. All you would need to do is save this slide. So if you know how to right click on a slide, copy it, and then paste it into a new Google Slides file. Just make sure it's set up with the dimensions of 11 by 8.5 inches, and just copy it and paste it in there. And then you can go up here to the top, I don't know if you can see this, and share it with whoever you need to share it with. Continuing on, there is a place for teacher passwords. Again, you know, we have a million things. I need to add in all this stuff for my own passwords. So a million passwords that you need to add in. You will always have it. A classroom schedule. So I already put mine in, but very easily you just delete it, add in your lovely stuff. But this is just a sample 3rd grade schedule. The next slide is a classroom checklist. So I know at the beginning of the year I'm collecting 500,000 things. I don't know about you, but I just type in my kids' names and type up here what it is. And then I just put an X to say, yes, I have it. Or you could put an X to say, no, you don't. So whatever you want to, whatever system's good for you. Student transportation, type in your kids' names and how they get home. I know it's confusing. So many families have different ways of getting home every day. Classroom birthdays, again, you just type it all in. So you can just highlight over what I already have typed there, type in somebody's name and their date of birth, and there you go. So for every day. You've got student tech info, so your kids, of course, if they're using digital stuff, they're going to have different things. So you can even see here I use Prodigy, Extra Math, Read Theory, and Spelling City, and then whatever passwords they're going to have, because I don't know about you, but they forget all the time too. Medical concerns, so if you have kiddos who have medical concerns, you can type them here. I highlight and make it red if it's something super important. This is great information for you to have for a substitute teacher as well. Parent contacts, so there's room here for 2 different parents, but again, you can completely add a column, take a column away, add more rows, whatever you need to this. This is the parent communication log, so when you have to, if you have to keep information of how you contact parents, if you do email or phone or whatever you do, you can keep it in here. And then again, this is something you could share with your administrator too if you need to, or class, you know, you have a conference and you need to look back at it. It's right there at your fingertips. A professional development log is here as well, so you can type in the date that you went to it, your credit hours, location, and again, in case you want something different, maybe you don't want to say the location or event, you know, you want to say blah, 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 blah. You can add that in as well, whatever you need to add. You can keep track of that. IEP at a glance, so you can type in your information for your kiddos that have IEPs. We have it in our 6K-12 system. You might have something like that already, but in case you need to actually type it out and have it at your fingertips, you've got your information right here. Your kids who go to different classes during the week, this is a perfect thing, especially for substitutes and your sanity, to be able to type in the student's name, what class they have, the teacher and the room number, and what their schedule is, because we know their schedules can get crazy too. So now we're getting into the section of small groups and centers. So the boxes are not editable. So the only thing here is I've included 4 boxes every time we have a small group. You can, however, very easily add more groups, or if you don't want, like for example, math rotations, I do 4 groups for math rotations. If you don't do 4 groups for math rotations, maybe you only do 3. Use this extra box here to just type in your materials that you need, or your lesson, your materials that you need, or your lesson plans, or observations that you made with your kiddos. Do whatever you need. And then this spot over here is for any information you might need for that week as well. This part here is the same thing. But if you're like, okay, great, I need actually more small groups than just 4, thanks a lot for giving me just 4, well, you can just go up to Insert and go to Shape, Insert a Shape, which I'm just going to insert a line. Oh, thank you. Let's see, where's the lines at? Oh, because it's not insert shape, my friends, it's insert line. Yeah. So insert a line, and then I want to just divide this in half because now I need more small groups. So you can do that for all of them, and then you can just type in. So it gives you an option. You can make them bigger or smaller if you need to. So this is actually a small group lesson plan. So you can go in and type in, maybe this is group 1 and you want to type in your plans for them. Maybe group 2 and you want to type in your plans for them. So all of that information is here as well. Again, there's reading, and then my favorite one is conferencing. So I've got one of these for reading and for writing. So this is already set up if you do like reading workshop type conferences where you type in the date. So again, I'm just going to type in the date. I don't know why I'm choosing February 4th, but who knows? And then you can type in their compliment because, of course, we start off giving them something they did great on, a strength that they have. So I'm going to just type blah blahness. And then the teaching point, same thing. Oops. And see what happens. You can move your text boxes if you need to. If you're like, I need more text box or I don't want it here, you can totally move that too. Your teaching point, and then, of course, you leave them with a goal for next time you meet with them. So that's all in there for everything. My favorite part, so this is for one kid. So I'm going to duplicate this. So if you don't know how to duplicate, I put the directions in the file. But basically, I'm just going to go over, I got to find where this page is on the side. And that was my writing conferences. So let's go to reading conferences over here. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate the slide. Now I've got that same slide duplicated. I need to duplicate it 30 times for my 30 kids. Then you can duplicate it, and then I type in my kid's name. And now I've got my page just for John. Now with John, he's also going to have where I have to take his data. So I'm going to put in the date, and I'm going to put in what his reading level is. So I've got different things you can put in the charts. Put in his strengths and weaknesses. So you can do that for all your kiddos. So this one is just a different color. If you don't want to keep doing the same exact color for every kid, I would probably do every other so I just don't get stuck on the same kid or mix it up. Guided reading lesson is in here. So this is already set up for traditional guided reading lesson. If you don't actually want it exactly like this, because you can't change those white ones, the next one allows you to type and put in what you actually wanted to say. Writing small groups, same thing. There's one for the writing process stages. So if you want to keep track of where your kids are in the writing process. There's one for writing conferences, and it tells you to remember the different things you can be observing. And then these next couple are just, I put in there because maybe you need small groups for something else. Maybe you need small groups for word study, or maybe you need small groups for science or social studies or grammar. So you can type in your own small group information in here. So now we're getting into the data portion. So this is just a place where you can record data. So I was visualizing this as kind of like pre and post test data for maybe different subjects. So you can put that in to keep track. This is student growth data. So like, for example, my school, we have growth data we have to collect over the year. So I would just keep this all together. I like to have my kids all together so I can see it. And again, I can share this with my principal if I need to. We do DRA scores. And this is actually exactly how I'm going to be putting it for this year. Again, you can change the rows and columns. So if you don't do it like this, you can change that. But again, very easy to type in and change this stuff up here if you want to. Progress monitoring. So if you need to progress monitor something, maybe for RTI or something like that, you've got that information in here. And now we're getting into the grade book. So grade books, I've included it because I know some teachers don't have it, but a lot of people have electronic grade books through their school. So what I did was I included the different, I think I included like 14 spaces here, so you might need to add or take off. We don't need a specific number of data points, so you might need to take off or add on. But I did it for reading, writing, math, science, social studies, and word study. However, then there's also ones that you can completely type in your own subject. And then of course it doesn't have to be quarter one. You can totally change that as well. So that is the conclusion of the Teacher Planner Toolkit. So hopefully that gave you an overview. I know this was long, guys, but I wanted to make sure you saw everything and what my thinking was behind it and why I did what I did. I hope this is helpful for you. By the way, you can print this out if you want to. I know some people were like, but I love it, but I want to print it. You can totally do that too. So just go up to File, go to Download As, go to PDF Document. It's going to download it as a PDF. So you can see it popped up right here. And then I can print it from there. Now, please do not just go and open it and then do just what I did. Because guess what? Every single thing that I have typed in like this, just start typing in each box, that's going to print out just like that. So you, unfortunately, if you want everything printed, you're going to have to erase all this stuff, but hopefully you're printing it after you've typed in, so you don't have to do all that work and everything. I'm just going to personally type my lesson plans up and then print them out each week because I like to have them on my desk, just so I can see them. And in case there was a sub, if she doesn't get into my Google Drive, she needs my plans. So hopefully, guys, this was helpful to you. If you have already downloaded this, please leave feedback and let me know what you think. It will help me to improve this or do future endeavors. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic, amazing year. You are making such a difference in kids' lives. You don't even realize how much of a difference you're making. Have a great year, guys.